Sir.
My name's Eric Roundy. I live at 98 Fawcett Road. I agree with Ms. Peters, and I'd like to just read a couple of things that I put together here. During election season, signs of reasonable and appropriate size certainly can be displayed endorsing a favored candidate. Signage should be permitted for an approved period of time prior to each election and taken down within a short approved period after the election. Signs of unreasonable size that become permanent or semi-permanent features of our landscape are visual pollution, no matter what their content. If we all aired our preferences or complaints with large signs on our front lawns indefinitely, I'd like us all to think about what the town would look like.
Thank you, Eric. And then Art, and I would ask you, in deference to the commission, other members of the public here, not to repeat again and again the points that you've made. We have heard you. Roundy. Yeah.
Duncan McDougal.
Duncan.
Just to respond to this gentleman on the ZBA, if he had been given all the information that was available in the town records about the signage on that property, I believe they would have made a better judgment. The point is that you don't reduce the signs on a building to make a bigger sign right out on Main Street, and that's what we ended up with. I don't even know whether they got a permit from the Historical Society, did they?
Yes.
If they got that,
I don't know, but this is not the place or the time.
That's exactly what I was going to suggest, Mr. Overton. If you want to talk to me off the line, that's wonderful.
Thank you, Larry.
Outside right now, we'll do it now.
And with respect to everybody's right to speak and be heard, I would like to please pick up on anyone who has not spoken or has a point to make that has not been made.
Mr. Chairman, I would at some point like to speak.
Yeah, so Art and then Sean.
I think I heard Ms. Peters say that she is no longer against having signs up during the political season. Well, she is the one, and her party started this issue in the first place. And what we tried to point out last October and November, that there are court cases, okay, in the U.S. court, in which the content of political signs cannot be limited. So we brought that to this commission's attention last October and November. We have asked that they just ignore political signs. If the complaint had not been made, and in spite of the complaint, those signs did come down when she made her complaint after the political season. So, once again, I urge the repeal of the present political sign regulation.
Okay,
and please table these other things which you have not seen to date.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. From the last meeting, I did some research on case law, on a lot of other items. The first thing, which was a point made by Deborah Stevenson, is that the case law that exists is primarily federal constitution. And if you look here in Connecticut, we have a stronger constitution in Section 4 and 5 than we do in the U.S. Constitution. My first question to the Commission is, Mr. Roberts, who I'm not at all questioning his competence, I would like to see before any affirmative vote on political signs, I'd like to see what case law he's referring to. Is it Connecticut-based? Is it federal-based? Because that makes a difference. Section 4 of the Connecticut Constitution says, quote, "Every citizen may freely speak, write, and publish his sentiments on all subjects, being responsible for the abuse of that liberty," end quote. Section 5, "No law shall ever be passed to curtail or restrain the liberty of speech or of the press," end quote. The history of freedom of speech is because the reason why we broke away from England is we didn't have these rights. And these rights are our Constitution trumps what it dictates what we do as I do as an elected official, and it takes over state statutes, it takes over local ordinances. That is what Ms. Stevenson said, and that's the argument there. The thing is this, to go and have to sue over this is the problem. We know, and I'm going to go into it.
Sean, please.
I'm not done.
No, but I realize that, but I have to interject.
Yes.
The public hearing is on specific text changes in the regulation. If, after we've taken enough testimony from the public, and we close this public hearing, you want to argue a case, please wait until that time to argue the case. But if your comments are related to the specific language changes, then please go right ahead. But it doesn't sound like you are doing that.
What I am doing is reiterating the proper order of rights. This is not my opinion. I'm talking about what I have researched. The rights come first from the Constitution and trump state statutes and local law.
An issue I argue that, Sean.
This is not my opinion. This is information.
The time to give this information that is not your opinion is during the discussion on the regulation changes and their validity or their enforcement.
And I'm an alternate. I am not seated upon that
But
time.
that discussion, it has been the practice of this commission to allow free and open discussion to include the alternates.
And that is not. We've been
I will
advised
give you
against that under state law, and I don't trust you to not try to shut me out.
But
And I would
Sean,
like to step down off of here and
Sean,
stand
I
as a
commit
member
to
of
you
the public.
the right to speak during the discussion that this commission will have after testimony has been completed.
I would like to remove myself as being seated up here and speak as the member of the public so that I may finish what I want to talk about. I have the right to do
I will hold you to the same standard that I held Tom and Art and
Right.
Duncan, that you may talk in terms of testimony about the text changes and make reference, as Cliff has done and as Richard has done, to the process. But you have made your point that you believe that the language does not comply with the Connecticut Constitution. You've made it.
And I'm working on, I'm moving forward here. I've spent a lot of my time reviewing this. I just asked to be finished.